Hi there, welcome back. In this lesson I'm going to be showing you how to use the fantastic Time Manager plugin to create an animation of earthquakes around the Pacific Rim. First of all, we're going to need to get hold of some data. So if you click on the link below the video, it will take you to this page, which is the US Geological Survey website, which has a database of earthquakes. So what I want to do is just change the start date to the 1st of Jan 2000, so I get 15 years worth of data. I've set a minimum magnitude of 6, basically so I don't get too many hits back. It will have give you as much as 20,000 results, but minimizing it to earthquakes of 6 or higher will reduce the size of the data set. Scroll down, leave everything else as it is, but just change the format to CSV and then click search, and it should just download a CSV file. There we go. So now what I want to do is, I prefer to use Google Sheets. You can use Excel, but I just find Google Sheets easier because then I can share it with anyone I want. So I'm just going to open the CSV that's been downloaded. So let's open that, upload, and query. Start loading. There we go. So there's our data set. Now the only ones I'm actually interested in are the time column, the latitude, the longitude, and the mag. So we can get rid of all the other columns. So let's just delete that one and delete all of these ones. So all we're left with now is the time column, the latitude, longitude, and the magnitude. That's all the information we need to do this exercise. Now, if you look at the time format, you can see that it's got a T and a Z in it. We don't really need this, and because we've got a lot of rows here, there's over 2,000 rows, I'm only going to be showing the data monthly. So in actual fact, we don't need any of the specific time data, we just want the date data. So in order to get rid of everything after the month, day, year, just select your column and then find and replace, and then just find cap T and replace with a space, and then replace all. And there we go. It's basically just left us with the date, month, day, year format. So now we can save this. So download as CSV. And then we go back to QGIS. I've created a nice globe projection. If you want to do the similar projection, then you can basically check out my tutorial on animating markers, and I go through the step-by-step process in order to create a view that looks like this. You don't have to do it on a globe, I just prefer the look of it. You can just overlay it on a Google map or an OpenStreetMap. But if you want to check out how to do this, have a look at my animating markers or animating lines tutorial. Okay, so now we need to get our data in. So the usual way, because it's CSV, bring it in via the tab delimited. So query, and there's our data. So okay that, and WGS 84, and just move the layer to the top. There we go. So there's all of our earthquakes mapped onto our globe. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is install the Time Manager plugin. So it's the usual way, manage and install plugins, search for time, and it's this one you want, the Time Manager plugin. I've obviously already got it installed, but that's how you install it, and it should show up here along the bottom. Now the first thing you need to do for the Time Manager to work is to save your CSV layer as a shapefile. It won't work unless it's a shapefile. So I'm just going to call this quake data. Okay, that, and then load it in. Browse earthquake data. and then we can get rid of the query layer now. Okay, so now we've got our earthquake data layer. Now I just want to style it a little bit differently. I don't like these green dots. I'm going to style it based on the magnitude. So I'm going to go for a graduated. The column I'm looking at is mag, and I'm going to change it from yellow to red. And we'll go for Jenks, natural breaks. Let's have a look at see what that looks like. So we'll apply that. Okay, the dots are looking a little bit small. Let's just make this window a bit smaller so I can. There we go. So change the size of this. Let's change that to 8. And I don't like the black border on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change it to a red, sort of dark red. Okay, that. And we will change the layer transparency to about 30. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, that's looking better. Let's just change the size a little bit too large. So let's just change that to 6. Okay, that's better. So there we go. So now we've got all of our data laid on. Now we need to apply it to the Time Manager plugin. So click on the Settings button, add layer, and the layer I want to use is the earthquake data. The start time is called IM. I think the T's gone missing from the column. Okay, that. And I'm going to show the frame for 100 milliseconds, which is essentially 1/10 of a second. And I want to display the time on the map. So that's okay, that. And I want to change here the time frame to months. It might default to minutes or days, so set it for month. And basically what it'll do is it will show you 1 month of data every 100 milliseconds. So if I just click play now, you'll get an idea of what it's doing. You can see the time scrolling through here and here. So that is how you use the Time Manager plugin. And if you want to create an animated GIF or a movie or something like that for this, then what you need to do is, let's go back to the beginning, just click this export video button here. And I'm just going to choose the folder, sorry. So I've got a folder here called Time Manager Output. So just choose that. And what it will do is it will just export all of these animated frames as separate frames, very similar to the QGIS plugin. It basically will export a single PNG of every single frame, and then you can compile them all in Photoshop. I'm not actually going to show you how to do that because I've done it in a previous lesson. So all I'm going to do is just show you how what it spits out at the end. It will basically produce about 190 PNGs, which you can then take into Photoshop. If you want to know how to do that, again, if you look at my animated markers tutorial, I go through that process. Okay, nearly done. Last couple of months. Okay, that's finished now. Okay, that. And if you look in your folder that you created, you should see all of your PNGs in here. So it's the first frame, and all your frames are in here. So check out my animated markers tutorial, and that will show you how to do the animated GIF creation. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this, and have a little play with this Time Manager plugin. It's a great plugin. Obviously you can do it for any time-based data, whether it's tweets or buildings being built in cities or whatever you want. So give it a try.